absolutely nuts. We'll see how this works. Hopefully I can just catch up. That's if anybody wants to tune in now.
Sorry, can I just creep by? Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect timing. Hopefully they can watch it later. Is there anybody actually on there?
Yes, a couple of messages coming up.
That's confusing. But at least we've got a few coming in now. Okay, we do apologise for all the technical problems that we were having. I won't bore you with the explanation, but I'm delighted to introduce you all to the lovely Helen Wylde, who is Managing Director of the new Lumo trains that have launched today from King's Cross up to Edinburgh. So I'd like Helen just to explain a little bit about the company. So Helen.
Okay, so we're Lumo. We launch on the 25th of October, so today we've done an inaugural run to showcase our service. We have a fleet of 5 803 Hitachi trains, which are 100% electric. And really what we're trying to do is persuade more people to travel on rail by offering a service which is greener than the airlines and travelling by coach, 6 times more efficient for the environment, and offering that at a price which means the fares are fair and you're not paying for doing the right thing by the environment. So 60% of our fares will be £30 or less if you buy them through our website. Our service is very much about comfort and about well-being. We've designed the trains to have a holistic view in terms of the seat comfort, the service that we offer for our ambassadors, our online ordering systems for things like Lumo Eats, so you don't have to have a horrible sandwich. You can actually order what you really want from Marks & Spencer before you get here, and we'll deliver it to your seat. There's lots of nice little touches in our proposition, and we're trying to do things a bit differently. We're trying to reimagine rail so people can travel well beyond expectations, which is what we're aiming to do.
I think it's all pretty impressive, and if any of you have seen the tweets that have gone out today with Tim kindly being our model and demonstrating how much leg space you get, and these fancy trays that come out, which a couple of guys have said to me how they accommodate their laptops really comfortably and easily, and then you've got lights in the back of the seat. It really seems that the 803s and you guys have developed the earlier models, the 800s and the 802s when they first came out, and taken it to the next step, and I think that's very much in line with what you're trying to do. Even the power points and the USB points have been put on the seat underneath at the front, whereas previously, because they were underneath, they were pulling out the plug sock, either the plug pins or the plug sockets themselves, and causing damage. So everything seems to be so well thought of, and I don't think I've ever actually come onto a launch with so much optimism. And one of the great things for me is that you no longer have this confusion about what's peak time, what's off peak, is your ticket valid, isn't it valid. So with Lumo, you've gone entirely second, well, it's not even second class, it's just one class.
That's right.
And somebody said to me earlier on, because they'd seen the picture, and said, well, that's obviously first class that's been dumbed down to second. I bet the whole train's not like that. So tell them that
we have a number of disabled seats and a tiny number of table seats, but everybody pays the same price, every seat is the same, and the whole thing is that we want to be inclusive, so everybody benefits from that. If you're going to do a journey up the East Coast main line, you need to be comfortable, and we want you to do it time and time again. It's good for the environment, it's good for business, it's what we want to do going forward. So everybody sits in exactly the same seat, whoever they are, and that's very much our ethos about inclusion and making sure that everybody's welcome.
Yeah, and I don't think you're going wrong on that at all. And I think you said in your speech at King's Cross this morning about it was just making sure that everyone was treated exactly the same, and that everyone was given that same respect, and it didn't matter about first class and second class. That's the thing about the past. We are all absolutely in this inclusion. So but it goes further with you guys, doesn't it? Because so much of your business is about the zero carbon and going forward. So you're preventing food wastage and
As much
recycling.
as we
So
can, yeah.
yeah, so can you tell us a bit more about your plans on
Yeah,
that?
so as somebody who's a flexitarian, what that means is I like to know where my food's come from if I'm going to eat meat. When I travel on the railways, there's very little I can eat, and also I can't stand those plastic containers of milk and things like that. So we took some inspiration from Deliveroo and Just Eat. We said, look, why don't we actually try and heat things up on the train? It doesn't work. It's not as good as it could be. Everyone's had a soggy sandwich at some time or other travelling on the railway. Why don't we instead offer a service which is Lumo Eat? So effectively, when you book your ticket, you also book for Marks and Spencer's or Pasty Shop or whoever. We'll then get that delivered to your seat during the course of the journey, which means you can have something you really want to eat, and that's far better. What we do serve is also a 50% plant-based menu, and that's because it's easier in terms of waste at the end of the journey if you do have anything left over to dispose of in a green way. And we're looking at how separating our waste, how we make the whole supply chain work, who we partner with to make that all much more sustainable and actually just much more pleasant, because actually if you've got something you want to eat, you'll finish it. If it's something which tastes horrible, it just ends up in the bin. So the whole idea is to try and move those things forward so people have got more choice.
So it's not just the pre-orders, though. You will have a trolley coming through with a small selection for people that haven't ordered in advance. And to order, you just go on your Lumo app.
Yeah, go into our Lumo Eats app and you can order from there. And we also prompt you when you order your tickets as well. So up to a day beforehand before you travel, you can pre-order. And actually, if you think about it, that's also the model in the airlines that you pre-order if you were ordering food. You can do the same thing here. And it really just means, you're well organised in terms of what you're going to do, and it gives people certainty. And what we find, particularly if you're travelling with children, if they pick the meal they're going to eat, you've got more chance of getting them to eat it. If you told them what they're going to have, there's no element of surprise. And actually, again, that makes the journey easier for them, and you're not walking around with a huge food bag because you're worried that at some point or other the smalls are going to need to have something else to eat. So it's all trying to make it easy as possible.
So, I mean, while you were mentioning children, though, it just makes me think, because we've sat here today and you actually have, I think you're probably the first service that has an in-house available service via the app. So the kids can come on and they can watch various programs, the adults can watch. I think there were, amongst others, there were Tim Dunn's architecture programs and underground programs, as well as Peaky Blinders. There's something for everyone on their films, cartoons, and that's a real first, I think, and it's very much in line almost with what the airlines offer, and I think overdue as far as railways concerned, to get a little bit more choice of entertainment at seat. So I mean, we think that's an absolute positive, as well as the price. And another one which we were discussing earlier was, it's almost a hark back to the olden days, that I believe Lumo are now offering, well, they will be offering this new Lumo luggage service.
That's right, yeah.
One of the pet hates for the 800 class was that the luggage space within the carriages was very limited, with LNER taking out seats to create extra space. So this was always a bugbear. So tell us about Lumo luggage.
So it makes sense. If you're travelling for leisure and you've got lots of luggage, why shift it yourself? You might as well get it shifted on your behalf. Book it at the time of you booking to come up on the train and get it delivered to wherever you're going to. So we offer that as part of the service, and that also means that actually if you want to take bikes or kayaks or anything that we don't carry, we can organise all of that, organise your luggage as well and get it to wherever you're going to go. Or if you're going on a camping holiday and you've got loads of stuff to take, and it just means you're not trying to bring it on the train. We're not really set up to move house. That's not what we're here to do. So if students want to move up and down the line with their entire possessions, that's not something we want to do. We want to use the service. We've priced it well, so you don't have to actually pay a large premium to do it. And it just means that people are more comfortable and it's not stuff in the gangways, and we're not overcrowded while we're on the train, so we can all relax.
So there is so much with Lumo that is so encouraging going forwards, with the cost of tickets, the services available, the ease of booking. I mean, everything just seems so right to me. We can but hope that other operating companies follow suit as well. Obviously, you're part of the first setup.
Yes.
As an open access operator. So I mean, it's very much experimental, but similar things that have worked well before with Hull trains as well.
Absolutely.
And Grand Central. So I mean, let's see a bit more of this. And while we all love our traditional companies, and I won't ever fault any of them because it's all part of the same family and they're great people. and they provide a great service. Let's just simplify it and get people back on the trains rather than in their cars, in coaches, on planes, where we don't really need to do it. So, I mean, I honestly was gobsmacked by how many people this morning hadn't heard of Lumo, and then when I was telling them it was only £20 from King's Cross to London, they just didn't believe me. So I mean, hopefully that people have enjoyed what we've brought them today. We've enjoyed what we've explained a little bit more about Lumo. It's something very difficult for us to take questions because we're having a few technical problems, and I can't read that.
I can't see that either. No.
I need my eyes tested desperately, and I'm trying to look at an angle, so I do apologise. But we've had an absolutely fabulous day. The sun shone. They say the sun shines on the righteous. And I can only congratulate you guys and hope that the videos that people would have seen that Jamie's posted for us going past the cameras. And if you get a chance, have a look at Tim Dunn's video, because we were actually watching ourselves going down York of Wylde, and he was recording us watching the camera. So it's been a fun day. It's been a great day. Breath of fresh air, and all I can say is welcome to the UK Rail Network, and long may you last. And let's just see how many Railcam subscribers come back with exactly the same comments that I have today, and congratulate you on something wonderful.
Well, we'd love to see you all on board and come and experience Lumo, and you can tell us what you think. Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed that. So I have no idea where we've got to, and we apologise again for the technical issues, but I think I've had enough for today. Thank you very much.